Ba, 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 bum, 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 bam. There we go. Hello, everybody. Everybody out there in internet land. Oh, all right. Hope everybody is having a fantastic. What is today? Wednesday? Wednesday. Hey, Life with Lex, how are you this eve? Or day? How's your time zone? Time zone is time zoning. How are you? I am doing well. I went to go see one of my favorite. I guess they're a band, kind of. I went to go see Tangerine Dream last night, and they've been around since like the '60s. But they did a lot of like my favorite movie soundtracks, and it was a blast. But I am a wee bit hungover today, so it's a slow day today for Wildlight. So I will be doing more D&D campaign prep because I am kind of dead. But happens to the best of us. At least you had a blast. Yes, I did have a blast. It was an awesome show. I really enjoyed it. It's like the sound. It was literally listening to the sound of my childhood. Like They only did like one or two kind of tracks from Legend, but they had done the original soundtrack to Legend. They were kind of pioneers in the synth world. Yeah, their soundtrack to Legend and Thief and all that, fantastic music. So it was like a childhood religious experience for me seeing them live. It happens to the best of us, at least. Hi, Moon Runes, welcome in. How are you? How goes your evening? Hopefully work wasn't too exhausting. I was looking up art, just like D&D inspired art earlier today, and I've learned of a whole new fantasy trilogy I've never heard of called the Gormenghast trilogy, and now I'm kind of obsessed with it. I might have to read it. I might spend all weekend reading a weird trilogy I've never heard of. But the introduction was written by Michael Moorcock, and I do love Michael Moorcock. If you've ever read any Michael Moorcock's fantasy, like the Elric books, they're bonkers. Absolutely bonkers stuff. Like old 60s, 70s, trippy sci-fi fantasy stuff. It's fantastic. Alright, what are we... Oh, really? Like, I think my husband has that one. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Yeah, I came onto the Moorcock train a little late. But I remember reading an essay. He was like he's one of those like grumpy, sort of like very anti-authority, like very like 1960s anti-authority figure. And I remember he wrote the Elric books as a response to Tolkien because he thought Tolkien was fascist, which is like, I get where he's coming from, but I don't necessarily think Tolkien was like, his writing was fascistic, but it just cracks me up. He's just like, yeah, that guy. I think what he had issue with was like the idea of returning to a golden age, or like the Aragorn retaking throne and returning to a sort of bygone era. Which I understand where he's coming from, because that does tend to be like it's common in fantasy as a fantasy trope. We get that from like the Arthur traditions, but it does tend to also be like a pretty heavy thing in like fascist ideology, is this sort of like return to a golden time. I mean, even the Greeks had that, but it's just funny. But Moorcock made it where like the ancient elf people were all just like inbred and like dying and cruel, and like Elric is the last of them, and he decides that his entire like kingdom needs to be destroyed. I don't know. It's funny stuff. He's just like, It's like if our Aragorn was like, "Oh yeah, dude, Gondor needs to fall. It's a terrible place." Let's see. Moon runes. It was okay. They have me sewing leather patches all week, so it's been slow. Gotcha. Oof. Yeah, I organized the bookshelf not too long ago. I remember seeing that one. Awesome. First day of fall tomorrow. It's finally here. Is tomorrow the first day of fall? It's been cooler here in LA, so that's been absolutely just delightful. I can actually like wear all my sort of quote unquote fall clothes going out now. I don't go out that often, but when I do. And it's so nice outside. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan of the weather finally cooling off and fall coming. Although here in LA we don't get like the season part of fall, which I miss, like, you know, the you get a little bit of like the leaves turning and falling, but not like when I lived in Colorado, where you'd actually be able, like, fall was just such a gorgeous time because all the colors change and you'd actually get like the leaves falling. It's very pretty. Same here. It's been around 78, 79, which is cool for here. Yeah, that's we've been about the same, like mid 70s, I think. Mid 70s. It's the only thing that's still hanging around is the humidity. It's still just humid here. It might be fool's fall here, but I'll take anything I can get. I feel you, Life with Lex. I feel. Oh, hello, princess. Yes. Are you speaking to your people? Speak to your subjects. Speak to all your royal subjects. I've been morphing into my autumn fall form. Excellent. These are the supreme forms. I feel like this is when I blossom. What is in the fall and the winter when I'm like, yes, perfect. The butterfly form comes out. Hello. They can all hear you. Oh man, my friend moved to Colorado 2 years ago, and years ago now, and she's like, "There's actual seasons." Yeah, I miss it. I absolutely miss that. It's important. It's an important transition every year. It is. That is the peak. That is the most important transition. It's the most important time of year. Let's be honest. It's probably the best time of year. Okay, you're fine. Oh my goodness. You gonna talk into the mic? I should just have you be on stream. I'll go do something else and then you can run the stream. How about that? just have it cat stream. She's starting her own podcast. Oh god, that is supreme podcast. I wonder if anybody has actually done that, where it's just a podcast that's like two cats discuss current events and it's just cats meowing at each other with like NPR music in the background or like Radiolab music where it's like doo-doo-doo, and then they just meow at each other for like 45 minutes. I mean, let's be honest, I'd probably listen to that. I also kind of now think there should be just a 24-hour stream on Twitch that is just a cat stream, and it's just cats sitting with, like, you know, internet lighting going on behind them, and it's just cats doing cat things. Like, I would absolutely watch it, probably listen to it for sure. Yeah, it's like, I mean, who doesn't want to listen to just cats meow and purr all day? That's a good idea. That's my $1 million idea. That's how I will make all the money on Twitch, is the cat cam. It'll just be an ongoing stream of just cats doing cat things with internet lighting. Or just like yeah, there's video games happening and just in the corner it looks like a cat with a little headset on. That's it. People play it for their cats, and then they slowly plan their world domination. Exactly. Yep. People don't realize that's actually what's going on with what the cats what the cats are. I will say this about Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 3 is the spell from D&D that they do incorporate it in the game called Speak with Animals, so you can like talk with animals and stuff like that. And boy, does that game get cats right, because I have talked to every cat I have found in that game, and they definitely do a good job of covering all the different types of cats, which is really funny. Also, like, but yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's also just like the sheer amount of work that game put into, so that you can literally talk to the two spells that are insane to me that they incorporate in the game is Speak with Dead. So any body that's not a skeleton and doesn't have its head cut off, you can technically talk to. You could literally ask the dead body like 3 questions, and you can talk to any animal in the game, which is crazy. Like that's crazy. Um, that's cool. What's your class in Baldur's Gate 3? Right now, I'm on my second playthrough, and I'm doing a paladin, an Oath of the Ancients paladin right now. My first one was a bard. I was a College of Swords bard. Yeah, Exit Mark. Welcome in, Exit Mark. You're just like, oh, pardon me. Hello. Are we talking about Baldur's Gate 3? Moon Runes. Now I really want to play. Yeah. Did you know you can speak with dead on the other, on Orthan's corpse bed in the Shard Gauntlet? Oh, did you? You can actually speak with the, with Orthan's corpse? That makes sense. I didn't do that my first playthrough, but I should. That's really funny. Exomark was summoned. I do feel like Exomark just like somehow knows. He's like, somewhere someone is talking about Baldur's Gate 3 and I'm gonna be there. That's the, you know, of all the games that I keep playing that I would be like, that I've thought about playing on stream, Baldur's Gate would be a really good one to play. It's just I'd have to see if I can get it to work, because I did run a test one when it dropped, when I was doing a tech test, and it definitely made my computer very angry. But I updated the graphics on the game, so it's possible I might be able to run it better, but I don't know. It is a game that I'm like, that would be a fun game to run on stream. Like his Baldur's Gate 3 senses were tingling and went to a likely culprit. Yeah, right. Well, maybe his corpse, but I'm talking about the bed. Oh, the bed of corpses he sleeps on, actually. They made a unique anime. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Okay, I'm definitely doing that. That's cool. That is cool. You could talk to all those. That's wild. Like, I think they're about to release it for Mac. Yeah, I have it on the PC side. The problem is I can't get OBS. OBS gets really, for whatever reason, when I run OBS on the Mac side, that's where all those tech problems were coming from. It just hates. It's something to do with Apple software on there, but it doesn't happen on the Windows side, so it's clearly a software thing going on over there. It's probably like a screen capture security thing. So I think that's the issue. It's just, it honestly at this point is that my Mac is not a gaming machine. Its power is supposed to be for like video, like film and video editing, and like design. It's not like spec'd as a gaming computer. But I might try it. I might figure something out like that. Let's see. Well, maybe it's a Discord, but yeah. I think they're. Let's see. If you stream Baldur's Gate 3, I would 100% watch. Yeah, it's just that game is becoming a problem. Like I play that game way too much, but I also just deeply love that game. Like deeply love that game, and the shenanigans you can get up to in it. So, oh, that's right. I forgot you hated, or you hate. I forgot. Your hated. Oh, OBS hated Macs. Yeah. It's weird. It's weird. I used to use it all the time for backups when I was streaming stuff for like corporate things. I was doing like video streams for interviews for like a bunch of corporate like market research stuff, and we used to use OBS as our backup records because it worked really well on Mac. But for whatever reason, if it's very specifically if you're screen capping on a Mac. So like if you're trying to capture like a program window, it gets so pissed off. It does not like it. It does not like it at all. So, So that is why now I have to pretty much anytime we do any of these streaming things, I have to pretty much do it on the Windows side. My gaming PC is like 7 years old now, so I'm starting to save for a new one. And man, things are expensive. Oh, there's so much. I think the way I want to set it up is I'm probably going to get one of those little Mac Studios. I get a Mac Studio and then build a gaming PC and then just route everything through my monitor setup. But like that's like to build a gaming PC that's like functional, and it wouldn't just be for gaming. I have to build it for Unreal Engine because I'm learning how to do like pre-visualization and like motion video compositing in Unreal, or trying to learn at least. And I would need to do that on the PC because you can't do that on a Mac. You can, but it doesn't work so well. Very cool. Very cool about learning Unreal. Yeah, my buddy did that through COVID. That was like a film buddy of mine. That's like kind of what he started doing through COVID, and he could do some pretty cool stuff now. So I'm trying to use it at least for like mats. We've done a few things where we've tried to create like digital landscapes and backgrounds and get them to work with like a virtual camera, and or get my camera and route it into the system, and then you can kind of like live move a person through a virtual environment, kind of the way they shoot Avatar. It's like a less fancy version, or less like it's like a less fancy version with the tech that they use for making the Avatar movies. So we've just been messing around with that stuff, trying to learn it. Yeah. So, but that's probably the new. But also, me doing that's going to cost me like $7,000 to get both those units and be able to run them. And that's just there's not this year for sure. Not when 2 strikes are happening and work is scant at best. Dumping $7,000 on a computer is not likely. I was pretty set on building a PC and learning how to do that, but I'm leaning towards getting a gaming laptop this next round. I've heard people are getting a lot of mileage out of their gaming laptop. So sitting at a desk all day for work and then sitting at a desk for relaxing no longer sounds fun. I understand that. I definitely understand that. It's hard. When I'm on tight turnarounds and I'm literally just sitting here all day, even if I do want to like just not move, I want to go like sit on my couch or something like that. I just don't want to sit at my desk when you've been here for like 12 hours out of the day. Gaming laptops are great, but they get so hot so fast. Yeah. Naturally they would. Compressing a lot of power into a small space. Is gonna cause some heat, but where are we at? How are we doing here? What are we at? Ads start in 30 minutes. All right, yeah, I figure we could probably start dipping into our sprints here pretty quick. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing more D&D prep. Probably won't start actually working on a screenplay, the next screenplay stuff until next week, I think. So it's gonna be chill streams for the rest of the week. Moonrunes. I'm trying to get my brother to build me a PC since he built his, but yeah, money is a thing. Yeah, money's tight right now. This year has been worse than, in terms of like money and work wise, has been worse than both COVID, like 2 years in the COVID world. And that's not including like government assistance or anything like that, or like the SBA, like the small business loan stuff, or they had like a grant and a loan system that I was able to use. But I actually did, just through work, make more during those COVID years than I have this year. This year has been like apocalyptically bad. And it's only now, October, and it's starting to slowly trickle back in. So it's like, it's been tight. It's been a tight year. Life with Lex, are you doing a homebrew campaign? Yeah. I am building a homebrew game. I generally I just come from the world of D&D. I've never played D&D in like the Forgotten Realms or Greyhawk. or anything like that. I've always generally built my own worlds and do some custom stuff. Um, so yeah, so that's actually what I'm doing right now. Is I'm building like the deities just to mechanically have parity with Forgotten Realms, since there's just so many. They have so many deities. I have to make sure that the magic kind of works. Um, ooh, it looks spooky. My husband has also been homebrewing his own horror campaign. Yeah, the last game, the last big COVID game I ran, the game I ran through COVID definitely went like cosmic horror, and I'm a big like the one D&D thing I do love. So the two D&D settings that I was really into, and this is back in second edition, was Ravenloft and Spelljammer. So a lot of like trippy psychedelic space stuff, and mixed with Ravenloft, gothic horror, cosmic horror, dark. I tend to run dark fantasy. That's most of the D&D stuff I run is going to be dark fantasy, but I'm trying to pull back on the cosmic horror. There's always going to be a little bit of it, but I'm trying to make this a little bit more dark fantasy slash like dark, yeah, probably just more like dark fantasy with a touch of like Earthsea. It's a nautical campaign, so it's going to take place with like in a like an archipelago. So it's definitely going to be modeled pretty heavily after um it's going to be modeled after a lot after Earthsea, like Le Guin's Earthsea books. Um Ravenloft is super cool. I haven't played with Spelljammer. The most recent updated. I mean, I have them, but they're okay. The fifth edition release of Spelljammer was a drag. My old second edition, like, there's just so much wacky stuff in there. It's really wacky. Spelljammer's bonkers, and they kept the wackiness, but they just, it's not very, I don't know. The books, they didn't add a lot of mechanical stuff to make it work well with 5e. They just kind of, I don't know. It definitely seems like they kind of winged it, which is a drag. But yeah, it's like Spelljammer is just designed to be like very trippy 1950s psychedelic space stuff, which I'm into. But um but yeah, and also it was we were doing spelljamming stuff at the end of the last big campaign, so in this case I think I'm probably going to lean more into like a lot of actually lean into like dragon lore. I mean, there's always going to be liches. I just can't help myself. I love liches too much. So there'll probably be a lot of weird undead, crazy wizards. Probably what I'm gonna work with, but yeah, I'm still kind of figuring out what it's gonna be. I think. Exit mark lich's heart. Yeah, I do. I love me liches. They are some of my favorite villains in D&D. Liches, and then like the weird aberration stuff I'm always a big fan of. So like beholders and mind flayers and stuff like that. Just like how I like how weird and alien they are. That's actually where the nautiloids in Baldur's Gate 3, the big nautiloids that the mind flayers fly around on, those were originally from Spelljammer. But because they're all super alien, they decided to keep, even though there's like not a lot of other Spelljammer in D&D, I think because of how weird it is, they kept that specifically for the mind flayers. Because usually everybody's got crazy ships, because you're flying around like fake fantasy space in Spelljammer. But the nautiloid was the original mind flayer spaceship. And then they just kept it. They kept it in the lore. I mean, the Spelljammer itself, which is a ship in Spelljammer, it looks like a giant manta ray. If you just Google Spelljammer ships, you'll see how they all look like bugs or sea fish or like different sea creatures. It's really weird. It's like gonzo, cartoony, crazy shit. But yeah, I remember the dwarves had a ship that was specifically just a giant mountain with a face on it. It looked like Zardoz. I think actually it was designed to look exactly like Zardoz, but that's just what the ship that the dwarves flew around in. It's just, Just crazy stuff. But I like that Gonzo flavor. It has character. It's not just your standard typical fantasy. It's got a little it's got a it's got character. It's idiosyncratic. Exit mark Mount Rushmore ship. Exactly. That is 100% what it is. It is a Mount Rushmore ship. All right. I think I've been babbling long enough. I think it is time to get to our writing sprints. So yeah, I think we'll go ahead and get rolling for everybody who is working and writing. Hopefully, it is a delightful time and the words flow. Well. All right, everybody. We'll see you on the other side. Happy writing. I forgot to switch over to fantasy music. We'll do your fantasy music switch. Alrighty, wow. All right. Time's already up, folks. Whew. Hopefully that was a good session. I spent it literally doing name generators, trying to come up with mythical names. But hopefully it was a productive sprint for y'all. Do, do, do. Where are we at here? Ba-bam. One thumbs up for one successful sprint. I'm being so brave right now doing stuff for work and stuff, but yes, you are. Well done, Exit Mark. That deserves praise. The lure of Baldur's Gate is not something that's not an easy thing to overcome. So you absolutely should be proud of overcoming such temptation. Moonrune's got 662 words to start. Well done, Moonrunes. Are you still working on your sequel, the sequel book? Yeah. Yeah, Moonrune's just the fact that you can bang out over 500 words in a 30-minute time is deeply impressive. It just outstanding, Moonrunes. Moonrunes, yep, awesome. That is good to hear. Dude. All right, I actually think it's a good name for her. Ba-ba-ba. See, oh, you even wrote yesterday too. My groove is coming back. Yay! Yep. Sometimes that burnout, take some time off, play some video games, and the groove, you get in the groove back. That's kind of why I'm not doing any screenwriting this week after all the work I had to do the previous weeks. I'm hoping that I'm hoping the groove will be back and I'll be able to get all like kind of really really hunker down and get all this stuff done. So just embracing taking the week off working on anything that like anything serious, just doing the fun creative stuff. Yeah, I hope it sticks for a long while. Yeah, I do too. I hope you're able to get it done. Princess is cheering me on. Thank you so much. Yeah, cheering. She's cheering all y'all on. So all of you are getting cheered on by the princess. She's giving you her blessing. It's always this way. I go hard for like 3 months, and then take a month off. Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Princess is the best cheerleader. I'm glad you all think so. Sometimes she just yells at me, and I'm like, okay. I can't tell if you're cheering me on or you're like mad at me about something. I can't, because the noises are usually the same. I just went over 16K words, so we're getting there. Well done. Yeah, that's huge. On your sequel novel, yeah, you are burning through it. It's also cool too that you're able to do that while you're like editing and working on the first book too. That's a good skill to have, to be able to kind of like manage or be able to do both. I have a hard time switching gears between like editing and writing. It's very easy for me to have to like hyper fixate and like focus on a single task or a single thing. Oh, and we have an ad break. So for everybody out there who is about to get hit by an ad, go make some tea, walk away. Do not succumb to the advertising. Fight the ads. Fight them as much as you can. And yeah, we'll see you back here in like 3 minutes or so. 2 minutes maybe. Bam. And we will run the ad. I think my ADHD coming in clutch. I can never get one thing done in time. That is a very good skill to have. Yeah. Sometimes I can do multiple things, but sometimes it like actually gets like overwhelming to me. But for some reason, particularly with creative stuff, I kind of like lose myself in the world. Like everything goes away, and that's like a brain state I have to like curate. So like coming back out of it, doing another thing can like really mess me up. Um, and I hate that. I wish I could like be able to multitask um, while writing better. It's such a difficult skill for me. Um, I need to be doing like three things at once to feel okay. That's good. That's great. Honestly, that's huge. I'm sure it can be like make you crazy sometimes, you know. Um, but yeah, man, I need some of that ADHD skill set to be able to to be able to function. If you're gonna have any sort of neurodivergency, it's always good to have it work for you and not against you, or at least see if you can make a way to make it work for you, or find a way to get it to work for you and not against you. I find that I write better when I'm out and about, like when I'm working or just at a coffee shop. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I used to do a lot of my writing at coffee shops. When I was in college, I did most of my essay writing in coffee shops. I usually or in a library. I never did. Yeah, it was weird. I like never did it at home. Um, Obviously, working out here in LA, you have to you have to work at home. Um, but I need to be better about like managing the distractions. I'm usually pretty good about it, but sometimes it can get yeah. There's just always shit you have to take care of. When I'm at home, I have too many distractions, so the fact that I'm getting anything done right now is astonishing. Well, yes, good, congratulations. I wish my old laptop wasn't so loud and noisy. Otherwise, I'd love to drop off somewhere and work. Oh well, yeah, yep. Sometimes, yep, antiquated antiquated tech can really get in the way of that. I should maybe take my laptop and go see if I can work at a coffee shop again. It's been a long time since I've tried that. Yeah, that might be worth trying out again. Um, but I also try to create like my space in this area to be like an enriching space full of books and art and all that. That's like I try to make this as inspiring for me to be like do cool like creative stuff. I try to do that as much as possible. um, my laptop used to sound like it was going to take off. Yep, it's ramping up. Those fans just they're going so fast they're about to just break off, and you're half expecting the back of your laptop to just explode. Sometimes you need different enrichment in your enclosure. Yeah, yep, that's true. Rose Evanstar 21 rated. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Let me just do a shout out. How was your stream? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, go ahead and shout Rose Evanstar, a writer as well. How did the stream go? Hopefully the words came easy, or words coming easy, hopefully. But yeah, we're just hanging out on a break right now. And yeah, I'm working on a homebrew D&D campaign. So it's pretty good. Still have a bit left to get done tonight. Fantastic. Well, hopefully you're able to get at least a little bit of it, or most of it done, or the rest of it done before turning in. Um, but yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. We were just talking about spaces and how spaces, like whether or not it's easier for you to write at a coffee shop or write at home, and the difficulties of those things. Pretty good. Oh, hey, the writing tribe. Is that Notion in the background? Yeah, yeah. I use Notion when I'm doing kind of like the early. I mean, this is for a D&D game, so I'm campaign building, so I use Notion for a lot of that. And my early, anytime I'm working on a screenplay or something like that, I'll kind of the early research phases I do in Notion before I kind of get everything over to Scrivener. Yeah, I love me some Notion. Yeah, it's I thoroughly enjoy it. Um, I think I've been using it for maybe like a year and a half now. I'm still like new to it. I'm not as some people can do crazy things on Notion with like building the databases and stuff. I'm still pretty simple at it, but it's a good place for me to be able to like have all my links and all that kind of stuff. Um, and I also like to use it for like linking art and all that. It's really useful for that. Um, I'm working on a book publishing template for it where I can keep everything for a book. That's cool. Yeah, I should do a screenplay, like a film production or like screenplay one, because right now I think I built it based off a pre-built. I'm trying to look at some of my old databases. Um, like yeah, like I have them like built into these different things, and then you go in and there'd be like links to like papers, things like that. It was just where all my research stuff was. Um, let's see here. Yeah, that was kind of how. Yeah. Oh yeah, this was like all of my notes and research for that project. Wait, where's my thing? Where's my thing? Where did my stuff go? There we go. There we go. Back to my thing. And this template, this D&D template, I just got from Sly Flourish, so I stole this template. I did not build it. Um, let's see here. What do we got here? What part of the world are you in? If I can be nosy, I'm in Los Angeles. I'm in LA. Yeah, I used it. I used to use it really extensively, but then my life exploded and I got overwhelmed. I haven't got back to it yet. Gotcha. Yeah. Yep. I kind of fluctuate. Like lots of times because Scrivener is so good at being like a kind of its own like workbook database. I tend to like move into Scrivener a lot earlier than I used to when I was just writing in like Final Draft or Fade In. Um, I would use Notion extensively because that's where like all my research, all my background stuff, character notes, all that stuff would be built in Notion. But since there's like Scrivener just has all that built in, it kind of made me stop using Notion quite as much. Um, but for other projects, like obvious for like writing D&D stuff, like doing like a world building thing, and actually it's Notion for actual film production. Was pretty useful for me to like build different databases for like for design, lookbooks, pitch packets, stuff like that. It actually helps on both sides of the writing process, a little bit before and a little bit after. Yeah, I don't use Notion for actual writing, but for keeping track of my life, basically. Got it. Content production, information databases. Got it. Yep, that makes sense. To do content management. Mr. DeCat, welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. All right. Well, I think it is time to get back to our sprints. So I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. And yeah, we'll get back to it. Hopefully, the writing goes well for everybody, and we will see you on the other side. Happy writing, everybody. I'll be lurking. Awesome. Happy spring. Thank you so much for the raid again, and take care, Rose Star. Lurk away. Oop. No. No, I'm doing the wrong thing. There we go. See if I can actually get my commands correct. Okay, there we go. All right, happy writing, everybody. Ooh, chapter 2. Alrighty, and there we go, everyone. That's the end of our second sprint. We'll go ahead and drop the break timer. There we go, Ghostly. Welcome in, welcome in. Hopefully the procrastination gets, hopefully the distractions get better. And Omega Black Champion, welcome in, everybody who popped in. 2 thumbs up, exit mark. I missed some people. Hello, hello. Yes, welcome in, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully the words are treating you well and the distractions not quite as bad, hopefully. That's why I generally try, if I can, to just... One, I find social media to just be like particularly like social media like Facebook and Instagram, just like, it's like mind poison. But sometimes it's hard to do it when you're like working, like when. What happened? There we go. Okay, we're back. But I find it hard to. I find it hard sometimes to. Did the music just stop? Bring you back up. But yeah, I sometimes have to just shut the phone off, or like get rid. It's hard to do. Oh no, is the robot? Is it still robot-y? Oh god. All right, hold on. See if this. Okay, let's see if this fixes it. I don't know. It got bumped and got mad, and now, yeah, the music is. Let me get the music back up. What? Interesting. Robo Wildlight. Am I still all robo-y? Let me see really quick. Okay. Okay. Well, it's. I think on my thing, it's saying I'm okay. Oh. Huh. All right. Yeah. Melissa plays RPGs. First message, maybe an echo. Second source. That's what I'm trying to figure out. It shouldn't be. Everything's muted. Let's see here. Let me just. And there we go. All right. All right. I just rebooted that. Let me. Is it still doing its thing? It's still being funky. Ugh. Let me listen to my monitor here. Let me listen to my monitor here. Okay, yes. Oh, okay. All right. Yes, I'm still cyborg. All right. Interesting. I do not know how to fix, because I don't know why it would do that. I guess. Let me try. All right, I'm just gonna re-bring in my mic into OBS. Wyborg. I like the Wyborg's good. That's good. See if I can just delete the input or mute the input. Okay. Who's gonna make us start a GoFundMe to get Wildlight mic? It's not a bad mic. I literally just bumped the cable. It shouldn't be freaking out. Wyborg is growing on me. The alter ego emerges. Yes, this will be my evil twin. Although the opposite. So zero facial hair, evil twin. Unlike I've already got the Star Trek goatee thing. So, all right. All right. So I just brought in the mic. Is it still funky? Is it still funky? Yeah, why is it echoing like that? Is it still funky? Yeah, why is it echoing like that? Oh, that's good. Plot. Do we get Wildlight lore right now? It's less bad. That's good. Less bad is good. Okay. All right. So I essentially just. Oh, it's good, Mr. Cat. Okay, it's better, or at least less. I'm wondering what would cause that. Less bad is good. Still not ideal, but less bad is good. Okay. Well, that is mostly human. We're back. I'm slowly becoming human again. It's a long process. Oh, okay, I see. When you talk louder, whiteboard comes out. Yeah, that's what makes me feel like it's a weird echo problem. You barely notice. Yeah. That's still not ideal. Specifically since I didn't realize bumping the mic would just break the world. Okay, interesting. I'm only cyborg, just full, but yeah. There's still a little bit of humanity in me. Improvement. That is an improvement. Improvement. Alright, well. Save for like having to restart the stream. I'm trying to figure out what. It probably means something's getting like fed back in that's causing an echo. It's like I can only reboot and bring everything in so many times before it's just like that. None of that's actually doing it. Let's see. Go back to my monitor here. Let's see. Go back to my monitor here. Yeah, it's. Let's see. Go back to my monitor. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's when I go off. All right, so okay, it's when I go off the directional element of the mic. It gets really weird. Let's try this. Make it more directional. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see here. No, it's still. Let's see. Yeah, it's still. Let's see here. Yep. Still mad. I sound much better. Well, that's yeah. I'm trying to make it directional. I mean, I could just unplug the thing again. Oh, okay. Sorry, stepped away. Yep, it's time. I agree. Yep. At this point, you could pass it on as aesthetics. Thank you, Ghostly. That's the. It does not help the control freak in me, where I'm like, no, I need things doing things. It's like the camera all over again, where it's all. Yeah, the VHS camera thing makes me crazy. Like that one time your camera looked like a VHS. Exactly, but that's the kind of thing that makes me nuts. All right, I'm going to try this one more time. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see if this made it any better. No mistakes, just happy. But vibes, no mistakes, happy. Let's see if this made it any better. No mistakes, just happy. Oh. Oh. Well, let me know. On my monitor, it sounded a little bit better. So let me know if the mic is, if that's helping, or it's better, and not worse. Fix. Oh, so that was it. Okay, I just needed to completely disconnect the mic. Just completely shut the mic down. Oh no! R.I.P. Wyborg, 2023 to 2023. It was short-lived. Wyborg, but we remember Wyborg fondly. We remember Wyborg. It was it was a good time. Wyborg was special. And sometimes, they burn bright, but not for long. All right, okay, the music should be up. All right, so we'll go ahead and get the music back up. That should there we go. All right, cool. Everything is good. Yeah, you gotta. Thank you, everybody. Sorry for all that. Sorry, bear with me. And we will get started on our next sprint. Your magical max, miracle max. Thank you. Anyway, good times. Good times were had by all. All right, everybody. Back to our writing sprints, and hopefully it is a productive. Oops, I'm doing the same thing again. Hopefully they are productive, and the words flow freely. We'll see you on the other side. Happy writing, everybody. Alrighty, everybody, there we go. That is the end of that sprint. Hopefully, the writing went well for everyone. Alright, I'm going to start the break timer. 3 thumbs up for 3 successful sprints. Where'd the music go? Is the music gone? It might just be too quiet. Here, I'll bring it up. I think I forgot to turn the volume up. You should be hearing music now, so let me know if you're not hearing music. Okay. Oh, gotcha. Awesome. The last scene you did was amazing. Awesome, Mr. DeCat. That's fantastic. It's good to see that, things are rolling. All right. Yeah, as I typed, I started hearing it. Yeah, I think the last track was a quiet track. All right. And I think this is going to be this will be sprint number 4. So the last sprint of the night. I think. Yep. So far, this entire stream has just been me searching for names for deities. It's just been deity naming. I knew it would get better after the second chapter. That's good. Yeah, I know it was just you really having to hammer home getting the end of that chapter, getting that chapter figured out last time. Sometimes you just gotta get the ball rolling. Exactly. Yep. Sometimes that's all it takes, and then it just keeps on rolling. Which is good. I will say random name generators are a lot of fun, particularly if they have a lot of info about like etymology, because then you can I find myself like falling down the rabbit hole of like trying to dig out, old terms and, where words come from and the combinations. Yep. I love etymology so much. Yeah. It's definitely one of those nerdy things that's pretty rad. It's just kind of fascinating. It's like tracking like in biology where you track different elements of like evolution and different sort of mutations that lead to different mutations. It's like that just with language. It's like literally studying the evolution of language. It's just cool. I'm fascinated by it. There will be an issue after the midpoint, as their plot point not very well well planned out, but fudge it. I won't worry about it I'll worry about it later. Got it. Yep. It's like, you'll get to it. And sometimes just writing through it, you'll kind of discover answers to some of those questions that you have for later on. Sometimes, at least for me, I tend to be kind of on the fence about being a planning writer and a discovery writer, and I do a lot of discovery writing. Sometimes I don't get my best ideas until I'm like in the middle of a story and sort of start seeing where it's going. Ugh, man. These Nier soundtracks, man, they just kill me. Some of the most beautiful music, in my opinion. How far video game music has come. I always end up breaking my outline at some point. Yeah, yep, I do too. Sometimes you got to. Sometimes that's just the way the story goes. I've never played Nier. I want to so bad, but I've listened to a lot of the soundtracks. Yeah, I mean, they're my favorite video games. I mean, they're some of my favorite soundtracks in general. Not just video game soundtracks, but just soundtrack. But they, yeah. Those games are special, in my opinion. They are Nier and Nier Automata. Are 2 games that I will always be kind of the top of what games can be and what they can do as an art form. That's something they both do something that only I think that can't be done in like film or novel or poetry or or painting, like any other type of art form. It's like they're the games that are starting to discover that, or like that are starting to express like what I think is like artistic intention that is unique to the medium. So those two games will always be some of my favorite games of all time. Oh, you love the Dragon Age Origins. That Dragon Age Origins. I mean, there's a couple of tracks that I have in this playlist from Dragon Age Origins. That is a really good soundtrack. There was a period, definitely a period there where BioWare had some. Oh yeah, and Halo. Halo's yeah. The guy who did the Halo soundtracks is pretty solid. I never played those games. I wasn't a big Halo person. I just don't like shooters. I've never been a person who played a lot of first person shooter games, but I used to listen to the Halo soundtracks a lot. It's good music. Less so the newer, but they're all right. Got it. The newer ones, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'll play first person shooters with like I played Cyberpunk, and I could get away with doing Cyberpunk, um, and like Fallout New Vegas, just because I really like the writers of that game, of, um, and the BioShock games, like System Shock, BioShock, some of those games. But I just have a hard time with shooters. They just they bore me, and I'm also just not very good at them. It was my main shooter after I started to go off. Oh, Call of Duty, yeah. Yeah, I've never played any of the Call of Duty games. Any of those games, just that's wasn't my thing. I'm good at solo. I'm good at solo. Awful online. Yeah, the whole online world around shooters just is. That's not. I was just like, yeah, that I'm just have zero interest in that world and that type of gameplay. I even get grumpy with online play in FromSoft from time to time. Even though I like the online play there, it's just sometimes the people on there are just jerks. Like I like the mechanic and I like being able to invade and like, you know, do the whole like I'm an honorable knight. Like I don't know. There was like there for a long time there were like rules of engagement that a lot of people don't do. Which I mean, it's the way they do it. I just makes me grumpy. Makes me feel like a grumpy old man. Um, I love war history as a kid. That was the main draw. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I used to read a lot of war history stuff, but I never got into the video games, and I wasn't really into the movies as well. Like I used to watch some war movies as a kid, but again, I wonder if that's just kind of a boy kid thing. We would go out and like play, quote unquote, play army, but we would go like outside and do it. Run around throwing rocks at each other or something stupid. Like that. Oh, Julius Caesar back then? I mean, it's... As far as, like, military commanders go, you can't... Julius Caesar's up there with Alexander the Great and Genghis Khan is, like, some of the all-time greats. Ba, ba. Let's see. It means mighty powerful mass. Okay. Ba 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 ba. Alexander II. He was a mad lad. He was indeed a mad lad. He was a crazy dude. A bit of an ass, but awesome. I mean, they all were a bit of an ass. like let's be honest here. Like Julius Caesar wasn't not an ass, and so was Genghis Khan. They were both. They definitely both had a lot of They both had a they you know, that's just kind of comes with the territory of being like either an emperor slash lord slash imperial master. Kind of at least in terms of history, you kind of have to be a little bit of an ass. A little bit being quite so. By today's standards, they were tyrannical, all of them. All right. I find Caesar more likable because how he treated his men and got stuck in it. And yeah. I mean, yeah, he was definitely an on the ground kind of guy. He definitely had the Henry V thing going for him, where he was like, he was in it with them for sure. Yeah, he definitely. I mean, that's why he was so popular, is because he was a man of the people. Whether or not he actually was is, you know, to be debated. But he definitely, in terms of military engagements, he was, and also came off or would position himself to look that way. All right, everybody. I think we're gonna go ahead and get started on our final sprint of the night. Hopefully, it is a productive sprint, and those of you writing along get a lot of writing done, and the words flow easy. All right, happy writing, everybody. We'll see you on the other side. Whoa, coffee coming in. Hello, coffee. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm sure everybody here knows coffee. Coffee, of course, is the sort of the parent of writer Twitch, taking care of all of us. Welcome in, welcome in. Yes, welcome. We're here just at the tail end of the last sprint of the night, but feel free to join in and right alongside us. I'm currently working on a D&D game. Oh my god. Decadate and TTV raided with more. Oh my goodness. Just double raid. Holy crap. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. Oh man. I gotta... Woo. All right, well, shout out coffee and shout out welcome, welcome. I hope the pages and the writing and the productivity was going great. How were your streams? I totally forgot my raid message, chaos raid. Yeah, it's fine. I don't. I always forget. I always forget the raids. The raid messages. Anyway, writing was good. Have about 3K right now. Wow, well done. That's productive. That's productive writing. Hoping to get more done by the end of the day. Awesome. That is a blast. Yeah, I am currently, for those of you who are new here, I am Wylite or Impaired or Wylite, and I usually am on here doing screenplays and screenwriting. I'm a screenwriter living in LA, but currently I am building a pantheon for a homebrew D&D game. So we're just doing a chill thing tonight. It's 2 p.m. Yes, yeah, that's right. You're over in you are on the other side of the globe, but plenty of time to finish getting more done. Fantastic. Oh yeah, and hold on, wait, I gotta go shout out Decadent TTTV. Gotta go ahead. Yes, go get food. Go get food. Yes, and hydrate. Coffee just did redeemed a hydrate. Be sure to stay hydrated, everybody. And yeah, congrats. I was working on a 100-hour gaming challenge currently, and I'll be back writing in October for streams. Oh, wow. 100-hour gaming challenge? That's crazy. Let's see here. Let me... go ahead and shout you out really quick. What kind of things do you rate? Last thing playing Baldur's Gate 3. Ah, yes. That is what I'm going to be doing after I eat dinner tonight. It's going to be playing Baldur's Gate 3. I have a 30-hour gaming challenge for the 24 through 30. Got it. Awesome. Let me follow you. Perfect. Boulders, yes. I'm sure there's no shortage of people loving the Boulders Gate. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and shush myself, and we'll finish this sprint. So for everybody working along, feel free to work alongside. All right, and that is the end of that sprint. And of course, unfortunately, that is the last sprint of the night, as I do need to go eat some food. Of course, we get all the raiders right at the end of the night. But let me see who we can go say hello to. But for everybody who's new here and just joined, I tend to stream usually around this time, wrapping up around 10 p.m. Pacific. And yeah, just mostly I do screenplays, but occasionally I'll play games or do DnD stuff. So, but thanks for stopping by, everybody. Let me. Oh God! Don't do that. Oh, you are Dikaden. You're I usually go from 6 to 6 to 10 as well, Pacific. Yep. That's like sometimes I try to start a little bit earlier, just because I know I have a few people that are on the East Coast, and that's pretty late for them. But I'm usually working and trying to we're on strike right now, so I'm not really working, but I do most of my writing earlier, my off-stream writing earlier in the day. All right, let us see who we can go say hello to. Do I have anybody on? 6 p.m. is the earliest I can get on because I work. Yep. Oh man, you work from 6:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Oof. That is, man. I am definitely not that early of a riser. That is impressive. Oof. All right. Let's see here. Mr. Cat, dance. Hype. It's great. Thank you for the stream. What's for dinner? I'm going to make some ground beef, but I pre-made. I have a bunch of black beans and rice that I made a big batch of earlier in the day. So rice, beans, and some ground beef, I think, is going to be what's on the menu tonight. I'm awake all night most of the time anyway. Ooh, yum, enjoy it. Thank you, yes. All right, well, we've got, let's see. Got someone in, thanks for the stream. I'll be lurking more, but I hope you have amazing. Yeah, thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you for the raid, and next time you're streaming and I'm off, I'll drop in and say hello. Yeah, have a great night. Have a great night while I desperately search for someone to raid. Let's see here. What's this person up to? I look forward to actually catching away. Of course, always welcome. Let's see what we've got here. There's not a lot on right now. That's what happens when you're the late night streamer. Someone from Argentina. All right. Well, the only person I see on right now is blobdoc.docs, and they are new to me. So hopefully, they are cool. Looks like they're just doing some sort of writing of some kind. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and pop in and say hello to them. For everybody who just stopped in, thanks for stopping in and saying hi, and we'll catch you next time. I'll be on Friday, I believe. So that will be next time. Blobdoc. All right. If you can't tell, I am definitely not an expert at anything that I do, streaming-wise. Why do they not pop up? Does not like their username. Interesting. MTOBIYF.
Oh, they've been on for 25 hours. That's why. Let's see here. Or actually, they're playing Genshin, but Sylphie's on, and I know Sylphie, so I can drop in and raid and say hello there. Because for some reason, it does not like this me raiding into this user. All right. All right, we'll go ahead and drop in, say hello to Sylphie. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you next time.